those of you who are planning to have election in 2023, which is next month, you are going to fail. We will disappoint you and you will disappoint yourself.
The silver jacket man, Biafra come, Umokoko, mad people everywhere. Dara. What you don't know is bigger than you. 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 Hey, he dey pay me yo, gaga. He dey pay me yo, gaga. He dey pay me yo, gaga. This your G, he dey pay me yo, gaga. The worst thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth. Yeah, the worst thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth. Yeah, he dey pay me yo, gaga. Mama, he dey pay me yo, gaga. In this your G, he dey pay me yo, gaga. Sabotu as he dey pay me yo for you. Obi that it, obi them fools everywhere. Obi that it, obi them fools everywhere. Obi that it, obi them fools everywhere. When we talk about our freedom, we not go the first. When we talk about our freedom, we go the first. When we talk about our freedom, we go the first. Yeah, he dey pay me yo, gaga. Mama, he dey pay me yo, gaga. In this your G, he dey pay me yo, gaga. Sabotu as he dey pay me yo, gaga. Your voice 247. Love you, we love you, Reggie, me blood brother man, you know. We go Chris. Gia Magaja Evan. I got rough, Rasta man of God. Love. Yeah. Biafra, you know. Ikuku. Bad guy, you know. Water master. Love you. I can't see how I go on. I get down away from me. All them enemies of Biafra. Mad people everywhere. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about a freedom, we're not going to face. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about a freedom, we're not going to face. Yeah, he dey pay me yo for you. He dey pay me yo, gaga. Africans, he dey pay me yo, gaga. This your G, he dey pay me yo, gaga. Ah, he dey pay me yo, gaga. Mama, he dey pay me yo, gaga. I don't know what's wrong with the reasoning ability of a black man. My God. So I'm on Ekpa, maximum respect. Yeah, he dey pay me yo for you. He dey pay me yo, gaga. Africans, he dey pay me yo, gaga. This your G, he dey pay me yo, gaga.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
Well, first of all, I'm just mind blown to be able to speak to Biafrans directly. And I can't wait to meet you directly, you know, face to face, to touch, to hug, to shake your hand for being brave. But you know, I have to say that my motivation simply comes from the fact that the world doesn't talk about it, but almost every day, people are murdered in Biafra. You know, whether in the hands of Boko Haram or radical Fulanis and more. How can I be silent? Tell me, how can I be silent when I know that every day human beings are being murdered in Biafra? This is unthinkable. You know, and it's for me it's simple because I treat the Igbos like my brothers, sisters, mothers, and fathers. So I cannot be silent when my family is hurt. You know, in the same way, I cannot be silent when Biafra is bleeding. That's very simple for me. So I have to say that yes, we are family, and yes, when Biafra is suffering, I will speak up. I see that no one is doing that. I see that, you know, when lives are lost in Africa, no one is talking about it. How come? This is shameful.
Nigeria on a daily basis witness the impunity which is so-called Fulani herdsmen extremists who share an ethnic and religious identity with President Buhari and the Fulani elite, which now dominates all key institutions in Nigeria.
To open an investigation specifically into the wide-scale and systematic killing of the civilian population, and most notably targeting the indigenous people of Biafra.
Clear that now we've put the Biafran issue on the radar screen of the government, of the Biden administration, of Congress.
Ongoing and wide-scale systematic killing of the civilian population, and again specifically targeting the IPOB.
Of weapons being used against Biafrans, but affirmatively supporting an effort to have a independence referendum organized and conducted by the United Nations, as we've done in South Sudan.
They formally open an investigation and look into what we are identifying as a genocide that's being committed by the Nigerian government and extremist Fulanis against the indigenous people of Biafra.
There's been enough of an experience since 1960 to suggest there simply is not a way, given the history of division between the Fulani and the Biafrans, to think that they can coexist under a single sovereign roof.
The Nigeria Ministry of Foreign Affairs on Tuesday summoned the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria, Lena Fulani, over Simon Ekpa's latest remarks to obstruct the 2023 general election in southeast Nigeria. The ministry, who spoke through its representative, Zubairu Dada, called on the Finnish ambassador to stop Ekpa from inciting violence in Nigeria from Finland with regards to the upcoming general elections. In the statement, which read in part, Dada said, "We have had some time to ensure that we arrest the situation, but it appears the situation is getting out of hand, and we are saying enough is enough. We should let you know, in very strong terms, that it is high time you really back Nigeria with the quest that something is done immediately because it threatens the forthcoming elections." Zubairu Dada further stated that the threat that Simon Ekpa posed toward the upcoming election is very high due to the large number of supporters he commands in Nigeria. This, in essence, is why we thought it was important for us to have the discussion with you so as to let you know our concerns and the displeasure of the governments of Nigeria and the people of Nigeria on this very unhealthy development. While alluding to the fears and concern raised by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Nigeria against activities of Simon Ekpa, the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria said, "This is an issue we have been discussing. We share the concerns, we have discussed the matter, and as I mentioned, our law enforcement agencies are in touch and are cooperating. Also, is a double citizen as far as I know of Nigeria and Finland, and is therefore, as you rightly said, protected and safe and sound in his home in Finland. But we have to take his rights into consideration as well. So everything has to obviously be done according to Finnish legislation, which has very strong protections for freedom of speech."
IPOB autopilot. Woto Woto is the code. IPOB autopilot. What you don't know is bigger than you. IPOB autopilot worldwide. Woto Woto is the code. IPOB autopiloted all over the world. What you don't know is bigger than you. I want to inform you today that we are here again for yet another special Biafra Freedom broadcast, where we are going to enlighten you word by word, step by step, reason by reason, why we are fighting our freedom to leave Nigeria this year, and the need for you who are here to support this particular movement to support it starting from this day. I want to make it very clear to Nigeria terrorist state that the liberation of Biafra begin today, the disintegration of Nigeria begin this day on the 15th day of February 2023. Write it down in the history that from today, Nigeria will never recover again. You're welcome to today's broadcast. Thank you very much. And I need to put this here. Very proud of this flag. And our dragon will be here so to give me a very good access to destroy the zoo this evening. Our job is to make sure that we expose this evil entity to the world. I want you to understand that, the truth will always stand the test of time. So I am going to, if you are watching us from other channel, if you are watching from Twitter, Facebook, Enter Biafra, we are urging you to join our channel directly on Enter Biafra channel 1, where you can follow the link on Twitter and join us here, where you can also interact with other viewers as well. You can interact with other people watching this program. We have our live comment section working perfectly very well at this point. So if you look at the comment section, you are going to see a box that you can tick. The box say latest comment. So please, if you want to be scrolling to up and down of the comment, please untick that box that says leave a comment or latest comment. Untick the box and you will be able to control up and down the message or the comment section of this broadcast. So you can see other people comment, the comments of other people before you join us. But if you tick that latest comment, it will not allow you to scroll up and down. So that is how to navigate yourself on this page. So if you are watching from Twitter or any other platform, we'll urge you to join us here and get yourself acquainted to how this particular platform works, because at the end of the day, we may be, we will either close all other channels where we are being censored, and the censoring is disturbing us. So we better start using our our channel, so we have this independence where we can broadcast and share whatever information we want to share with you and all that. I welcome you today, the 15th day of February 2023, and this is a special broadcast for Biafra Liberation. What we are going to do this evening is going to shock a lot of people. And you are watching live and direct on Enter Biafra Channel 1, Enter Biafra TV. You are also watching live and direct on auto-piloted IPOB media platform from A to Z and scattered all over social media all over the world. We are talking and commanding over 70 million Biafrans all over the world, and we have made up our mind, our resolve to leave Nigeria this year. And this year will not pass us by without leaving and exiting Nigeria. I want to thank those of you who have prayed and supported this movement up to this point. The progress we have made so far is very tremendous progress, and I say more of progress are on the way, and as the days goes by, you will be shocked with what we are going to be bringing to you. So I call you, those of you watching from Twitter, to join us now because we're going to cut you off. Join the Enter Biafra and enjoy this program today. You're welcome. The people on Twitter, they are gone. So we continue. All right. You're welcome again once more as we move ahead with today's broadcast. I want to thank you, those who have supported this particular platform, especially those sending, giving us a super chat. I thank you, Ezinne. Thank you very much for your super chat. We appreciate you. We want to also thank Agoro. Thank you very much. Ekocha, thank you very much. Okon, thank you very much for your super chat. We appreciate you. All right, you're welcome to the program today. And then I wave the flag of victory, the flag of freedom, the flag that, if you know what it means, you understand that. Thank you all, and thank you, Finland. And let us start from where we want to do today. What we want to do this evening is to bring your attention to some of the things you don't know about your country, about your so-called country, about your evil entity called Nigeria, and why you must support this particular movement this year to, put an end to genocide, to war crime, to mass murder, and all atrocities against our people and against humanity. Ending Nigeria will be for the global interest. It is going to be for the interest of the West. It is going to be for the interest of America, especially on security-wise. Future. So when we are fighting for Biafra, we are not just fighting for Biafra because we want everything for ourselves. It is to have a better and sane society. And today, I am going to analyze videos of why and how this Nigeria evil entity, what they have done to you and how. So I want you all, and I want to first of all respect my Muslim friends, because I have friends who are Muslims as well. So I want to respect my Muslim friends who may, this is not to offend you, but I want to respect those, especially the rights to freedom of worship and all that. We're not against that, but we are against the radical Islam, and I will not do more harm than the video, but that the person that I'm going to use his video. So what this video is going to do is just to create awareness and lecture my Biafra people, those who are wallowing in ignorance about what the Nigeria state stands for them. And I'm going to use other videos to educate Biafra people. The reason why, one, we must make sure we do not validate a government that has demonstrated what you are going to watch and I am going to analyze on this particular broadcast today. We will never validate a government that you will have terrorists that are sponsoring terrorism. We will never validate a government that has brought all manner of atrocities on our people. We are not going to validate a government that, when they have now decided to, to commit what we call economic jihad, seizing the currency of the southern Nigeria and then allowing Nigeria in the north, the Muslim North Nigeria, to use the naira that they claim is not available. And today, I'm going to also expose how the governor of Kaduna State were campaigning to his people in Kaduna that if they vote APC, that he's going to make sure that all their old naira will be collected from them in exchange to new naira. This is not happening in the southern Nigeria. This is not happening to other Christians. This is not happening to Ndi Igbo. This is not happening to Biafrans. And that is why we cannot continue to, pretend as if something is going to come or somebody is going to come and do magic and, remove the ideology they have already, which is to Islamize you. Nothing is going to change that particular ideology. So the only solution is to divide Nigeria, and Biafra people are ready to go. The reason you must sit at home after this broadcast today, you are going to see more reason why all of you in Europe, all of you in America, all of you in diaspora must begin to pick your phone and call your people and make sure that from the 23rd of this month, everybody lock his house, his door, and put the key in the pocket, and let every family member stay inside door until the 28th day. Because when you come out, it is going to be a war of separation between Biafra and Nigeria. We want you to obey this. We want you to stay in your homes. It is your political right as well to protest by staying at home. It is also a political process to not participate in the election. In other words, it becomes a referendum of the Biafra people. We need to speak in one voice. We need to speak like never before. We need to prove to the world that it is no longer murmuring or complaining, that we are ready to take decisive decision and very big, bold step to make our voice heard to international community. We want the world. We know that we are helpless. We know that they can't do anything, but we are going to cry like babies when they get hot. So I want Biafran people to understand that this opportunity may never come again. We can never succumb to any pressure. We can never succumb militarily. We can never be compelled to validate Nigeria again in this year. And after today's analysis, you will see more reason to call other people that have been derailing to come back to the freedom. You can't trade our freedom with presidency, and you cannot trade our freedom with slavery. And today, so I welcome you this evening. But before that, let us listen to one of our brother from all the way from Israel. All the way from Israel, our brother Hanaya.
Well, first of all, I'm just mind blown to be able to speak to Biafrans directly, and I can't wait to meet you directly. Face to face, to touch, to hug, to shake your hand for being brave. But you know, I have to say that my motivation simply comes from the fact that the world doesn't talk about it, but almost every day, people are murdered in Biafra. Whether in the hands of Boko Haram or radical Fulanis and more. How can I be silent? Tell me, how can I be silent when I know that every day human beings are being murdered in Biafra? This is unthinkable. And it's for me, it's simple, because I treat the Igbos like my brothers, sisters, mothers, and fathers. So I cannot be silent when my family is hurt. In the same way, I cannot be silent when Biafra is bleeding. That's very simple for me. So I have to say that yes, we are family. And yes, when Biafra is suffering, I will speak up. I see that no one is doing that. I see that, when lives are lost in Africa, no one is talking about it. How come? This is shameful.
All right, you're welcome here back. And I'm reading the comments of some people saying there is offline. There is nothing like offline here, and do not come here to disturb us. Otherwise, the next thing we're going to do is to look for a way to remove you from this particular channel. So you don't come here to be a distraction. If you know you cannot come here and you are making comment telling us that the video is offline. It is not offline, it is showing. All right, and let us continue. We are going to start right away. I want everybody to pay attention to the following videos.
predominantly Islamic society, you should make the non-Muslim feel like he needs to become Muslim in order for him to have equal rights.
You should make other non-Muslim to feel inferior and to join them in order to feel that they are something. I want you to listen to it again, because this is exactly where your problem in Nigeria come from.
Predominantly Islamic society, you should make the non-Muslim feel like he needs to become Muslim in order for him to have equal rights.
You should make non-Muslims to feel that they have to become Muslim in order to have equal right. This is exactly the definition of Nigeria diversity. I call it a dangerous and a destructive diversity. Now, for Obi to become president or to even contest election in Nigeria to become president, Obi have to now go to mosque and dress like a Muslim man and pretend that he is praying, and then, and then they will recognize him. He will take pictures and they're going to share the picture online. And then after sharing the picture, he will be campaigning that he is now very good term with a Muslim. So he needs to see himself as a Muslim before they can now accept him. And I'm just looking for the picture of that Obi so that I will share it to the screen. I need a picture of that, so I will share it to the screen. So I want to show you all. Somebody say, Alina Carter said the video is frozen and no sound. No, you have to, Alina, if you look at the top right corner of the screen, if you are using mobile phone, please look at the top right corner of the screen. You are going to see, if you look at the top right corner, the video is not frozen. You are going to see the speaker. The speaker is hidden somewhere here at the top right corner. You're going to see the speaker cancel. So if that speaker is cancelled or muted, you can't hear anything. But now I'm going to mute it. You see? You are going to see. You look at the top right corner. So you see, this is the broadcast talking here. So you need to see the speaker. Yeah. So you need to. This cannot freeze. It can't get frozen. So what you have to do is that once you open your phone, you press the play button. You're going to see on the top right corner of the screen, you will see the speaker sign. Just click on it and it will open and you can start hearing it. Okay, so everything is working perfectly well. All right, thank you very much. Alina, please make a comment if you have corrected it and it is working. Okay, because we want to check, get your feedback as well on all this. And if you want to scroll down on the comment, you see the latest comment box. Please uncheck the box, and then it will give you the opportunity to scroll up and down the comments. Okay. All right. So let me look for the picture of Obi, where Obi is trying to become a Muslim, because you believe that in Nigeria they have made you to believe that without you pretending to be a Muslim, you can never ever be anything. You can never be accepted in the North. You can never be recognized by the government. You can never be anything. So those of you who have those pictures, the picture of Obi praying in the mosque, please send it to me. And I want you to understand that this is the problem. So if you go to Abuja today, all those people that call themselves Abuja big boys, they will wear like Malam. They will wear buba and all those things to feel that they belong, Okay, all right, Alena says everything is working fine. Thank you very much. So you have to dress like them, wear all the Alhaji clothes in order to feel the sense of belonging in Abuja, in Nigeria. So if you go to them and wear Ishagu all the time, they see you as a tribalistic person. But you can never see them wearing, other tribal cloth or designer unless they are coming to the southeast or Biafra land for campaign. So I want you to understand that many of you have seen the picture of Obi. I need the picture, please. I need the picture of Obi. I need the picture of Obi where Obi where Obi is praying in the mosque, and like he stays like this, and where, so this is exactly what is happening. And anybody who is a leader, who cannot make decision for himself, and who have what we call the inferiority complex, especially bringing yourself lower to the level of this terrorist or this Islamic terrorist, you can never make any change in Nigeria. So these are the things we know. We know that those of you who are shouting Obi are wasting your time, because what we know, you don't know. Please, I need somebody to send me the picture of Obi. Thank you very much. All right, I've received the picture. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The picture is coming from left and right. All right, we're gonna now open it. Here we go. So I want everybody to pay attention. This is very important. Very, very important. I want you to pay attention. All right. And here we go. Alhaji, yes. Alhaji cloth. Now, I want you all to listen to, oh, this is a different one, sorry. This is 21, all right, this. Okay, here we go. I want everyone to listen. Look at Obi here. Look at Obi. Anybody with such character cannot qualify to make any change in a very dangerous diversity like Nigeria. He is already a stooge. That is why we are not going to, trade anything for this freedom that we have this year. I want you to listen.
Predominantly Islamic society, you should make the non-Muslim feel like he needs to become Muslim in order for him to have equal rights.
You see that? In order for Peter Obi to have equal right to become the president of Nigeria, he has to dress like this. He has to go and start praying the faith which he don't know anything about. In order to become the president of Nigeria, Peter Obi have to do this. Can you believe that? And this is not just about Peter Obi. Even you today that is shouting one Nigeria and condemning, maybe you see Peter Obi, you say, oh, nothing, there is no problem. Ask yourself, how many of them will come to blend with you for them to become the president of Nigeria? They don't need you. They don't need you. And it is the same thing in police. It is the same thing in the military. It is the same thing in all the sectors of Nigeria economy. I want you to understand that before you can get admission into Nigeria Defense Academy, some Biafrans have changed their name to Musa and Muhammad. Because of what? Because of what this man said here.
Predominantly Islamic society,
I want you to listen.
You should make the non-Muslim feel like he needs to become Muslim in order for him to have equal rights.
In order for you to have equal rights in Nigeria, you have to dress like this. In order for Obi to be like them and be totally acceptable in the northern Nigeria, for him to get vote in the northern Nigeria, he needs to be like this. Is that how you think in the south part of Nigeria? Is that how you think as a Christian? Is that how you think as a Christian? Now, as a Biafran, must somebody be something that, embrace your culture or your religion before you can now make the person feel the sense of belonging? The answer is no. We are poles apart. I want you to understand this is the destruction that have befall you today that are shouting for one Nigeria. And it is not only this, so I'm going to come with another video of El-Rufai that will shock you.
It is important for the Muslim to make the non-Muslim believe that there is a benefit for the non-Muslim to become Muslim. And one of the ways you do it is by the hadith that you just mentioned. And by the way, you're absolutely right. It's a hadith. But the implementation of this hadith cannot, the ulama have said, cannot be implemented in a society such as this, because this will bring maybe more difficulty to the Muslim communities or the Muslim individual if he did that based on that.
Did you hear that? Probably he's somewhere in the West, and he's telling you that it is very difficult for somebody to do that in the country where he is, maybe in the US or something like that. That's why I've always said, when you talk about diversity in America, America has no diversity. Any day Sharia law become law in part of America, then you have a diversity. And some people will say, is it only religion? Is it only Sharia law that makes people for diversity? This is the dangerous one. I agree, yes. Until you have Sharia law in America, then you can compare America, you can use that is the kind of diversity we are trying to separate ourselves from, okay? The diversity that is very dangerous to the extent that when somebody does a mistake and insult somebody that is in their Quran, the person gets killed, gets stoned and killed. That is a dangerous diversity. That is a destructive diversity. Today, the two major political parties supported the lynching of Deborah. Atiku campaigned for the lynching of Deborah. Is that the kind of Nigeria you want to be part of? Tinubu and Shetima campaign. Shetima, of course, is the founder of Boko Haram, campaigned for the killing of Deborah. How do you reconcile that kind of dangerous diversity? Very destructive diversity. Because Deborah is not a Muslim. She don't know anything about Muslim. So whatever she does, she was doing it with the knowledge she have from the Christian background. So everything Deborah did, she is, a novice. She doesn't know anything about Islamic law, but she was killed unjustly under Islamic doctrine in her own country where she is not a Muslim. So how do you reconcile that? And this is just one of the examples of many, many thousands of the cases, including the terrorists that are coming to our land to kill in the name of Fulani herdsmen. So you need to understand that for you to be able to live in your land, you have to be separated from Nigeria. And every leader who you are hoping on today have sworn allegiance to this Islamic doctrine. That means that they are going to be controlling them. So, and I want to tell you that you have been voting and participating in this electoral process for many years. What has that done for you? Now you participated in the East in 2015. Let us start from 2015. You voted Omahe, you voted Ugwanyi, you voted, what is the name, Obiano, you voted Ikpazu, you voted the Hope Uzodinma, you voted the Wike. Look around yourself, check around those states. What has these people you voted for done for you? The only thing they have done for you is destruction. The only thing they have done for you is killing. Omahe and the other 5 Southeast governors, they came together and formed a Bubagu. They did not form a Bubagu to fight against Fulani terrorists. They formed a Bubagu to kill Biafrans, the people that voted them into the power. Today, a Bubagu has been disbanded in Ebonyi State. So ask yourself, what dividends have you received or have you gotten from participating in the electoral process since 2015? The dividend you got from participating in Nigeria electoral process in 2015 is this. I want to show you something. Now, the only dividends that, at least this one now something that you remember very well. This is the dividends of your participation in the fraudulent country and the evil entity called Nigeria election since 2015. Any indigene of Kaduna State that has the old note from now to the next 4 years, listen, to the next 4 years, if APC is elected, UBA will return, UBA will return his money. So, El-Rufai, a sitting governor of Kaduna State in the north, a sitting on all the crises everywhere, a sitting governor in the northern Nigeria, going from ward to ward, local government to local government, telling them that, you see, if you have 5 billion, don't worry. Once APC win this presidential election, UBA will return your money and collect the old note in the next 4 years. So, why Ndi Igbo has been subjected to all manner of degrading treatment, including subjecting them to start destroying banks. The North have been, they have enlightened them that, come, oh, this is just why you don't worry. You people should not do anything. And as I'm talking to you today, they are still collecting the old note in the North. And this man is promising them in the next 4 years, you will still be using the Naira, the old note. So if you have money, don't worry. Allow the people, the Biafrans and Yorubas and the Christians to kill themselves. That we are going to collect your money for the next 4 years. How do you reconcile that? And nobody is talking. Not even Obi. Obi cannot talk because Obi need to respect them in order for them not to attack him. Okay? And we, the new generation of Biafra, cannot sit back and watch you lead our people into another hellfire. He said, we will ensure that you get your money. So stop changing notes. Are you listening? Why the government of Nigeria are telling Nigerians from the south to change their note, giving them last date. This man, a governor, is telling them to stop changing their note. Are you listening? And tell everyone to stop taking note to the bank. Are you hearing it? Governor, how many of you have seen where Omahe, Hope Uzodinma, all these criminals in the southeast going to any local government in the east because let them pretend they love our people. Go say, oh, come, I see that people are dying, people are, there is a protest everywhere. Please don't go change your money again. We are going to give you your money. I guarantee you that government, how many governors can do that? Because they are not part of this Nigeria estate. They are not part of it. They are slave. Boy, they don't have say in Nigeria. But look at somebody who is not a president. He is not central bank governor. He is only a governor in one state. Just like Omahe and Co. are governors in part of the Biafra land, exactly the same status. But today, he has the capacity, the audacity, and the authority to tell the other Fulani people in Kaduna that they shouldn't go and change their money again. How can you reconcile this kind of dangerous diversity? So when you see that people are telling you, using America to give you references of what is diversity, tell them no. America doesn't have that diversity that we are running away from. America have a very workable system and they practice what we call federalism. Do you see this such thing in America where America will change their dollar and tell everybody to return their dollar, and one governor in one state will be telling them, no, in this state, you are going to use this dollar for the next 4 years. Just vote me, and that's it. Is that the kind of diversity you have practiced in America? The answer is no. So I want you to listen. When you transact, collect the old note if you are giving. Are you hearing that? When you transact, they are telling them why they are killing you in the south, threatening you and police shooting you. This man is telling you when you transact and somebody give you old note, don't bother, collect it. And it is happening as I speak to you today. You see, this is what they want. Tell everyone. Tell everyone in Kaduna State. Anyone with the old note, go ahead and make purchases. Are you hearing me? Tell every trader. Stop insisting on collecting only the new note. Your businesses will crumble. They are crumbling your business in the south and turn around to tell you that, oh, you must obey Nigeria law. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? El-Rufai is telling them that the idea is to crumble the business of the people of the south because they know that Nigeria is going to end this year and we're going to end it. So now you see the conspiracy here. How can you stay with such people? How can you go and validate a country that does this kind of injustices to you? How? How? I want to know what kind of juju that they are using on you that you will go and validate a country that has practically displayed this kind of injustice on your people? That is what they want. Tell everyone. With the old note should go ahead and make purchases. Nasser El-Rufai and UB and Obasani and Asiwaju Bola Tinubu.
The Ubasani, the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu
have promised you, if we are elected, this policy will be changed. Are you people hearing it? Are you people hearing it? This is the problem of Nigeria. Now, of course, they have to be. It has to be coming from the Muslims because they claim they own Nigeria, and you don't have any say in whatever they decide about Nigeria.
Predominantly Islamic society, you should make the non-Muslim feel like he needs to become Muslim in order for him to have equal rights. It is important for the Muslim to make the non-Muslim believe that there is a benefit for the non-Muslim to become Muslim.
Are you hearing it? They want to make you believe that there is a benefit for non-Muslim to become Muslim. And let me tell you, do not laugh over it, because they did it to the current Speaker of the House of Representatives. Femi Fabaja-Amila also was not a Muslim before he became the Speaker of the House of Representatives. They say, if you convert to Islam, we will make you a speaker. He converted to Islam. They took him to Saudi Arabia. He came back and they did whatever they did. And today, he is the Speaker of the House of Representatives of the National Assembly, because he have to change his religion and become a Speaker of the Nigeria House of Representatives. So this is practical. If they do it, they show. These people will stop at nothing to compel you to what you don't want. And that is what we are fighting against. So let us watch.
One of the ways you do it is by the hadith that you just mentioned. And by the way, you're absolutely right. This is a hadith sahih. But the implementation of this hadith cannot, the ulama have said, cannot be implemented in a society such as this, because this will bring maybe more difficulty to the Muslim communities or the Muslim individual if he did that based on that. There was a time when this area that we call Turkey, there was no Muslims, there was no Islam, right?
All right.
And then people came, and in Turkey in particular, it was not a result of merchants coming with dawah. It was a result of jihad. People became Muslim as a result of the fact that Muslims came with the sword, established Sharia, and as a result of the establishment of Sharia, many people found that there's a need to become Muslims in order to avoid fitna.
Do you understand? And that is what they are trying to do to us in Biafra. They tell you, oh, you know, you are bringing insecurity, while they were watching when Fulanis are coming to kill our people. And now that we have decided to defend our mothers, our children, and our land, they tell you you are bringing insecurity. So they want you to just keep quiet. When they kill you, you shout. You say, oh, don't do. Yeah, you are bringing it. You can imagine, when we decided to defend Biafra, they started writing petition against Simon Ekpa. That is the only thing they know. But when people were being murdered in mass, in a Hamufu, in Enugu Ezike, in Ebonyi, in Nkalago or wherever, where the people were butchered last year, and Omahe was crying. When these killings are going on in entire Biafra land, they try to run over our land. None of these people are talking. But when you rise up to defend your land, that is when they will rise up. Oh, you are going to bring insecurity. Oh, you are bringing insecurity. You are, let us allow this peace to reign. But when they were killing your people, you can't talk. So why would you rise up and go to validate another impunity for the next 4 years in your life? Who does that? I want you to listen to the voice of reasoning.
Okay. Now, your forefathers, if they were from there, because there was a chance that they could be from Arabia too, you don't know. They were Kurdish, okay. Don't tell anybody. I'm just joking, you know that. The benefit may not be at the time of the people accepting Islam sincerely out of belief, but rather out of fear. Okay? But the generations to come, now you as a Muslim, you are happy that your forefathers, what happened? They accepted Islam even though it may have been under the sword, right? You are happy with that, no? Because you are happy with being what? Allahu Akbar. Are you worried now about your forefathers having been, told to accept? Well, they were not told to accept Islam. There were conditions that existed according to Sharia that forced certain people to avoid difficulty. For example, jizya is one of them, right? Jizya is one of them. Paying this little taxation out of the people that are not from Islam. Why? Because it's a price they pay for being protected by the Muslim authority. لا إكراه في الدين. لا إكراه في الدين is an ayah whereby it is in Surah Al-What? Surah Al-Baqarah. Means that you cannot force a person to actually believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger. But you can force the person to live by Sharia. The purpose, jihad for example, can I say that word in Canada?
Okay, so he is in Canada.
You can't say it in the United States, I can tell you that much.
Okay.
The purpose of jihad is not to force people to convert to Islam. Because you said from the Quran, لا إكراه في الدين. Yeah. But it is to establish the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because it brings about balance and justice for all creatures, Muslim and non-Muslim. If Muslims can walk into a place and establish Sharia without a drop of blood, then that's what should be done. We should walk into a place because the concept is, okay, this is the way it has happened up until now, that no. The establishment of Sharia, sometimes the Muslims walked into or entered into a village or an area, and they did not have to engage in any armed conflicts. The people said, yes, we accept. There are some Muslims amongst us these days who want to go around and say, oh, Islam was never spread by the sword. That's a blatant lie. It was spread many times by the sword. The Sharia was spread by the sword.
We are saying we want to be free. It is not only Biafra that is going to be free this year. A lot of nations will break. Nigeria is going to break into pieces. And we, the Biafra people, are going to make it possible. I am telling you now, it is not a hidden thing. It is going to happen this year. Those of you who are planning to have election in 2023, which is next month, you are going to fail. We will disappoint you and you will disappoint yourself.
The Nigeria Ministry of Foreign Affairs on Tuesday summoned the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria, Lina Fulani, over Simon Ekpa's latest remarks to obstruct the 2023 general election in southeast Nigeria. The ministry, who spoke through its representative, Zubairu Dada, called on the Finnish ambassador to stop Ekpa from inciting violence in Nigeria from Finland with regards to the upcoming general elections. In the statement, which read in part, Dada said, "We have had some time to ensure that we arrest the situation, but it appears the situation is getting out of hand, and we are saying enough is enough. We should let you know, in very strong terms, that it is high time you really back Nigeria with the quest that something is done immediately because it threatens the forthcoming elections." Zubairu Dada further stated that the threat that Simon Ekpa posed toward the upcoming election is very high due to the large number of supporters he commands in Nigeria. This, in essence, is why we thought it was important for us to have the discussion with you so as to let you know our concerns and the displeasure of the governments of Nigeria and the people of Nigeria on this very unhealthy development. While alluding to the fears and concern raised by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Nigeria against activities of Simon Ekpa, the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria said, "This is an issue we have been discussing. We share the concerns, we have discussed the matter, and as I mentioned, our law enforcement agencies are in touch and are cooperating. Also, is a double citizen as far as I know of Nigeria and Finland, and is therefore, as you rightly said, protected and safe and sound in his home in Finland. But we have to take his rights into consideration as well. So everything has to obviously be done according to Finnish legislation, which has very strong protections for freedom of speech.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
Well, first of all, I'm just mind blown to be able to speak to Biafrans directly, and I can't wait to meet you directly. You know, face to face, to touch, to hug, to shake your hand for being brave. But you know, I have to say that my motivation simply comes from the fact that the world doesn't talk about it, but almost every day, people are murdered in Biafra. You know, whether in the hands of Boko Haram or radical Fulanis and more. How can I be silent? Tell me, how can I be silent when I know that every day human beings are being murdered in Biafra? This is unthinkable. You know, and it's for me it's simple because I treat the Igbos like my brothers, sisters, mothers, and fathers. So I cannot be silent when my family is hurt. You know, in the same way, I cannot be silent when Biafra is bleeding. That's very simple for me. You know, so I have to say that yes, we are family. And yes, when Biafra is suffering, I will speak up. I see that no one is doing that. I see that, you know, when lives are lost in Africa, no one is talking about it. How come? This is shameful.
Right,
kuma gashi tare muke alƙawarin nan duk wani ɗan jihar Kaduna da ke da tsohon kuɗi daga nan zuwa shekara 4 in dai an zaɓi APC gobe zai mayar masa da kuɗinsa zai tabbatar so ku daina canza kuɗi kuma ku gaya ma kowa.
Tell everyone to stop taking notes to the bank.
A daina kai kuɗi banki in kai sayarwa ka karɓi tsohon an baka ku daina cewa.
Stop insisting on collecting only the new note. Your business will crumble, but the business has crumbled in the south. This is what they want. Those of you that are complaining about sit at home, look at it here. They are directly telling you that this particular issue of Naira scarce is targeted at crumbling your businesses in the south. But none of them have come out to condemn this particular thing openly. Tell everyone. Anyone with old note should go ahead and make purchases. To collect the old note, El Rufai and Uba Useni, Ubasani, and that's what you Tinubu.
The Ubasani, the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed
have promised you if we are elected, this policy will be changed. And he is saying that if they are elected, the policy will be changed. So he is the Central Bank of Nigeria. He is the president. He is the Supreme Court. When they have said no collection of old note, he as a governor have taken charge over every other people in Nigeria by commanding his state to continue to collect the old note while you are killing yourself in the south. And at the end of the day, people in Kaduna will be protected by him, making sure that those people that have been trading with old note will get their money in full, while you are in the south and in Biafra land and your governors are licking their asses. Sorry to use such word, but that is what they do. I want you to listen and listen carefully.
Wannan tsari za a canza shi a ba kowa iyakan lokacin da ya kamata ya canza kudinsa. Ku daina mai da kudi banki ku rike kudin ba wanda zai mai da kudin ku ba su da daraja. Doka ne ba wanda ya isa. Lokaci ne ku yi haƙuri. Sauran kwana 18 yau a yi zaɓe. ana gama zaɓe ku tsaya ku ji babban abin da Asiwaju Bola Tinubu zai faɗa shi ne canjin wannan tsarin. Kuma a taimake mu a faɗakar ma 'yan uwa da kowa a daina kai kuɗin nan banki, a ci gaba da kasuwanci da tsofaffin kuɗi. Idan Allah ya yarda babu wanda zai yi asara. Hakkin nan yana kanmu, kun zaɓe mu kare hakkinku. Wallahi za mu tashi sai mu kare hakkinku sai ran da Allah ya ɗauki ranmu. Daga nan zuwa shekara 4 in dai an zaɓi APC mu kare hakkinku.
This year that he said, that wallahi, let's start from here. This responsibility is on us.
Yana kanmu, kun zaɓe mu kare hakkinku.
You voted us.
Wallahi.
You hear that? You voted us to protect you. Now ask your governors in the south. Ask Omahe. Omahe, El-Rufai said that the people of Kaduna voted him to protect them. In southern Kaduna, we have seen killings of the Christians there, like animals. Now ask Omahe, how have you represented the people that voted you into power? Ask Hope Uzodinma, how have you represented the people that voted you into power? These are nonchalant and criminals who only derive joy in looting and killing people to continue to remain in power. And we are taking away the power from them this month. And we are not going to renew that evil power they control from this month. From the 25th of this month, their end will start. Because once we don't renew it, they have no power. And I want you to understand that, of course, the governor's own is like in March or so. But I want you to understand that after 25th of this February, you will have no representative from the Biafra region. You will have no senator. You will have no House of Representatives. And we are going to open the gate of hell. And let me tell you, all of them will be dragged into this freedom. Let me see who is going to go to Abuja and say, constituency A, Abia North, Abia South, or this or that. Let us see who is going to now go to Abuja and conspire with the Fulani to come and kill our women who will be standing in the sun to go and vote them. So let us see, because you see, let me tell you, we will bring all of them to our level, to the level of the poor masses, and we will beat them with experience. That is the idea, and that's where we are going. So listen.
Za mu tashi sai mu kare hakkinku sai ran da Allah ya ɗauki ranmu. Abin da ya kawo mu gaya muku kenan, ina roƙonku ku ci gaba da haƙuri, ba zanga-zanga, ba tashin hankali, domin haka suke so.
Right. I hope you watch that. Let us continue with the other video. A moment. Here we go.
Predominantly Islamic society, you should make the non-Muslim feel like he needs to become Muslim in order for him to have equal rights. It is important for the Muslim to make the non-Muslim believe that there is a benefit for the non-Muslim to become Muslim. And one of the ways you do it is by the hadith that you just mentioned. And by the way, you're absolutely right. This is a hadith sahih. But the implementation of this hadith cannot, the ulama have said, cannot be implemented in a society such as this, because this will bring maybe more difficulty to the Muslim communities or the Muslim individual if he did that based on that. There was a time when this area that we call Turkey, there was no Muslims, there was no Islam, right? And then people came, and in Turkey in particular, it was not a result of merchants coming with da'wah. It was a result of jihad. People became Muslims as a result of the fact that Muslims came with the sword, established Sharia, and as a result of the establishment of Sharia, many people found that there's a need to become Muslims in order to avoid fitna. Okay, now, your forefathers, if they were from there, because there was a chance that they could be from Arabia too, you don't know. They were Kurdish, okay. Don't tell anybody. I'm just joking, you know that. The benefit may not be at the time of the people accepting Islam sincerely out of belief, but rather out of fear. Okay? But the generations to come, now you as a Muslim, you are happy that your forefathers, what happened? They accepted Islam even though it may have been under the sword, right? You are happy with that, no? Because you are happy with being what? Allahu Akbar. Are you worried now about your forefathers having been, told to accept? Well, they were not told to accept Islam. There were conditions that existed according to Sharia that forced certain people to avoid difficulty. For example, jizya is one of them, right? Jizya is one of them, paying this little taxation out of the people that are not from Islam. Why? Because it's a price they pay for being protected by the Muslim authority. لا إكراه في الدين. لا إكراه في الدين is an ayah whereby it is in Surah Al-what? Surah Al-Baqarah. Very good. It means that you cannot force a person to actually believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger. But you can force the person to live by Sharia. The purpose of jihad, for example, can I say that word in Canada? The purpose, you can't say it in the United States, I can tell you that much. The purpose of jihad is not to force people to convert to Islam. Because you said from the Quran, لا إكراه في الدين. Yeah. But it is to establish the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because it brings about balance and justice for all creatures, Muslim and non-Muslim. If Muslims can walk into a place and establish Sharia without a drop of blood, then that's what should be done. We should not walk into a place because the concept is, okay, this is the way it has happened up until now, no. The establishment of Sharia, sometimes the Muslims walked into or entered into a village or an area, and they did not have to engage in any armed conflicts. The people said, yes, we accept. There are some Muslims amongst us these days who want to go around and say, oh, Islam was never spread by the sword. That's a blatant lie. It was spread many times by the sword. The Sharia was spread by the sword. The implementation of Sharia was spread by the sword. Strictly according to Sharia, if we assume that we are, living in some kind of khilafah situation, some kind of Islamic authority, even though it may be one spot.
All right, so I've been able to prove to you today that those of you that are waiting for something to happen in Nigeria, thinking that a man like this is your savior, you are the biggest buffoon of the year. This is what exactly...
Predominantly Islamic society, you should make the non-Muslim feel like he needs to become Muslim in order for him to have equal rights.
That is Obi for you. A definition of Obi and his cohort. So I thank you all, and as you know, the reason why we are going to make sure that Biafra exit from Nigeria are numerous. Numerous reasons. The reason of the ethnic differences, cultural differences, the reason of this terrorism, that they are killing our people, genocide and mass murder and war crimes happening in our land, because the people you elected 4 years ago are the one responsible for the killing. And I want to inform you that in Imo State, you went to vote and decided to elect somebody in Imo State. And the Nigeria court turned it around and bring somebody else that is called Hope Uzodinma. Today, Hope Uzodinma have committed war crime and genocide in Imo State. Is that the kind of exercise you would want to go into again this few days' time? Is that the kind of exercise Biafra people want to go into again to renew this slavery and this bombardment in Imo State? The answer is no. And that is why we are rising up to make sure that it doesn't repeat again. And we are starting it from this month. I want you to understand that Biafra never had the opportunity they have now. Not even during the war. Not even during the war. The opportunity we have now is the opportunity that may never come again, but we are going to get this Biafra with this opportunity. So we don't need to gamble it for the second time. So anywhere you are today in the world, and you are Following this Biafra agitation and the liberation, because we've already gone out of agitation, all you should do now is to pick up your phone, call to the people back home, tell them, come rain, come sun, make sure that from the 23rd day of this month, you respect yourself, save your life, protect yourself by staying at home. Because by the time you come out, it is going to be the Nigeria state who will attack you and kill you in order to blackmail Biafra. And I want to tell you the reason why they have been killing people each time we order sit at home, so you don't fall a victim. I want you to understand. The reason they are killing Biafrans and the reason we want you to sit at home is that they have come to understand that each time we order sit at home, there is always 100% compliance in the sit at home, and they are not happy with you. That's why they come to your villages, they burn your houses and kill people. They are not happy. So the provocation is that once they see anybody trying to say we are coming out, they're going to use that opportunity to instigate crisis and begin to cause confusion. And they'll say, oh, people are trying to enforce it. That is not true. But the fact is that they are not happy with you because you have been obeying Biafra order for sit at home. They know that you are already want to be out of Nigeria and you don't support the government that be. You do not support the elected government and all that. So they are not happy. So at any given opportunity they have to unleash mayhem on you, they do it. That's why it is very important that pick up your phone, especially those of you who have a better reasoning and can understand from the point and the context I'm coming from, to call your people and tell them, we have ordered the sit at home from the 23rd to make sure that Nigeria did not conduct election in Biafra land. We do not want to validate Nigeria again. The only thing that will make us to have a review of this particular order is, first of all, the release of Mazi Nnamdi. And then, after that, we will know how to review this order and then also subsequently discuss the issue of whether we will continue with the sit at home during the election to prevent the election from happening in Biafra land or not. And this is a very important message. So I want you to take this message and let it go viral and let every Biafra all over the world know that the time has come. And if you are still hanging by the fence, waiting for when the soup will be ready to serve, and then you jump out and start telling us that you are a professor, you are a doctor this, you are a doctor that, will disappoint you. If you have anything to offer to this Biafra liberation, come out now. If you have money, come out now. Not after 25th day of February, when Biafra have spoken in a very, dangerous language that you never expected. You will jump out. I'm a professor of astrologist. I'm a professor of zoology. I'm a professor of the lion den. I'm a professor of this. Your professor will put it under carpet. I am telling you the fact. If you are a professor, come now and bring your experience as a professor. If you don't have money, bring your ideas as a professor. If you don't have money, bring your idea, bring your opinion, and let us use it and go forward. If you have, bring it, because we need your money like never before. And we'll continue to need your money until the last day Biafra will exit Nigeria. This is a message I want to pass. And before we conclude on today's broadcast, we have a very special announcement to make. And this announcement is very, very important. I want everybody to listen very attentively to this announcement. A special announcement to the Biafra people. All of you may have followed some things that has been going on for a few days, or maybe more than a few days. But that is for the outsiders, for those who are on social media. To us, this incident and issue has been going on for months. So, and last week or so, the last time we had the State of the Nation broadcast, we made a special announcement as well where we called Madam Ifi that, and we also informed Biafrans that she is not part of us anymore. Madam Ifi has been suspended from this movement, and that decision is final. And we do not want anybody to keep contact from ground. We do not want any ESA, any Liberation Army any personnel from anywhere to keep contact with her because of security reasons. And like I said, the issue of voice that has been recorded and we are flying all over social media, where Simon Ekpa was, raising voices during the Umada meeting. It is part of this game. It is part of this particular movement. When we come out to present ourselves, you think we are not settling issues inside? We are settling a lot of issues inside. And the ability to handle those issues is what has brought us this far. And by the special grace of God, God have used many of us to make better decisions that you can never think about. So we've been able to overcome challenges, we've been able to overcome differences, we've been able to overcome and climb many hills and mountains. And that is what is bringing us to where we are today, that after fighting inside, we come outside and show the Biafra people the capability and the quality that we have to lead this Biafra forward. And we've succeeded very well. So anybody that is coming and releasing a video where we are having a secret meeting, on how this movement can be piloted and move forward, and they will use the video and release it in order to blackmail somebody. I want to inform you today that yes, I am somebody that doesn't look face. So when you are wrong, I'm going to tell you you are wrong. And when you are right, I will commend you and tell you you are right. So I want Biafrans to disregard the video of this meeting where if Yomubiko has been sharing to people that Madam Azoka, Simon Ekpa is having issue with Madam Azoka, and I was shouting at Madam Azoka and all that. Yes, we have misunderstanding, and that's what makes us a group. We have differences, opinions, and all that, and that's what makes us group. So during that particular time, a point in time, when we were trying to solve this issue, some people get agitated, and some people started raising their voice, and of course, I have to intervene and begin to caution them, and that is the part of the business. So do not use how you see me addressing the Umada as as the picture, because what the people who we have expelled now, because anybody we are going to announce more names this evening that we have expelled from us. What they try to do is the reason why those meetings were held, and it was discovered. But me, somebody like me, I don't allow anybody. I can't be in a place where somebody will be ganged up against, or somebody will be disrespected, or somebody will be feeling that he's being marginalized, or that somebody is treating the person bad, and I'll keep quiet. No. I protect you no matter who you are until I find out something that is wrong. Then you will see me in action. And today I have found something that is wrong. I have a lot of audio messages from Ifeomubiko, and for that reason, a lot of things see breach in the highest level. And for that reason, she's gone from our group, and that's it. And then also disregard those videos, trying to confuse people that Simon Ekpa was shouting at Madam Azoka. Yes, I will shout, and I will shout again and again if the opportunity was. But that does not mean that we are not moving the struggle forward, and we will not disagree to agree. And then the next issue on this particular announcement is the following. I want to also tell Biafran today that in addition to Madam Ifi, that is no longer part of Umada, I want to inform Biafrans today that Barbara is hereby suspended from Umada. Barbara is hereby suspended, and no other person from our men on ground, ESN or the Biafran Liberation Army, should keep contact with Barbara from anywhere. We found out it will not go well with us. We want to inform you also that Maureen has been removed from Umada. So therefore, every communication with Maureen from the men on ground is hereby suspended from tonight. Judith is also not part of Umada anymore. And so therefore, if you have any communication with Judith from on ground, from tonight, the communication is hereby suspended. We do not want you to have any communication, especially our men on ground do not have any communication, because we are going to know. And let me tell you also, the same people I'm calling their name now, we record your audio and send it to us. or send it to people, and they're going to get those audio. And if we do that after today, which is the 15th day of February 2023, it is not going to be very easy between you and us. This is a issue of matter of life and death, and security is a very serious thing. We don't want to see any leak of any security, during this period that we're entering now. Very dangerous period. And then, so this Ifi, Babara, and Maureen, they are no longer part of Umuada, and they're no longer part of anything we are doing, especially that has to do with the security. Now, I want to also commend the Umuada that are now part, all the other women that are part of Umuada, present Umuada. The composition of the present Umuada is chaired by Honorable Madam Azoka, Madam Erewa, Blessing, Chichi, Carolina, and Blessing, Chichi, and Carolina. So these are the current Umuada. So in case, if you are, for a while now, you have not been seeing some of the faces in Umuada because of these issues, and we have to put it to rest once and for all. We move forward, and nobody can stop this movement. Not even me. Nobody can stop this movement. This movement have gone so far. We have crossed the Rubicon, and nobody will stand in between us and the freedom. We will kick you aside and move on, no matter who you are. So those people that I'm commending today, the remaining Umuada that I'm commending, that have been working very well, I will continue to commend you, Madam Azoka and her group, Madam Azoka, Blessing, Carolina, Madam Erewa, and Chichi. I commend you all. And remember that this train is still moving. Do not be the next person that the train will drop on the way. Work very diligently for the best interest of Biafra people. No matter any ashery or any talk or gossip that is coming, please compose yourself and bring out your best for the Biafra people. We are almost at the end of this tunnel. I want to also thank the media team, and then most of them in the media team, they are not part of the media team again, as you all know. I don't need to go back to that issue again, but the media team I will be announcing the media team, composition of the media team in the next broadcast, where I will have a complete list of the media team. And then also we are expecting to see more people in the media team. So if you are, if you are good in the media, we are inviting you to come and join the Autopilot IPOB media team that will, drive this particular liberation to the end and to the finishing line. I want to use this opportunity also to commend the advisory committee. The advisory committee group, I want to commend you. I want to commend all of you that made up that particular advisory committee for the job and support and advice that you have given to us so far, and we are moving forward together. All of you, I may not remember all the names of the people in the advisory committee, but you know yourselves, and one day I will come with your names and make them public. So I want you to understand that this movement is moving forward, and Pastor Rose is part of Umuada, I believe. I will have to check that. Pastor Rose is still part of Umuada. I don't think there's any problem with that. I'm going to reserve that. And so Pastor Rose is part of those who I also have done well in Umuada's group. So Pastor Rose, continue the way you have continued, and good that you called my attention on that, because what I have in my head is too much. So Pastor Rose, please, I want you to also continue with your work the way you are doing it, and bring your best and continue to do what you are doing. So, and those of you that are waiting for something to happen, you see that God is the best, and God is the most powerful God we have, and we serve the living God. We serve the living God that make everything possible. We are winning Nigeria, and Nigeria will never be the same after this. I want you to understand that we have prophesied, or would I say, we predicted that from the 15th day of February 2023 will be the beginning of the end of Nigeria. And today it is happening. There is fire everywhere. And it is just the beginning. Tomorrow it is going to get worse. And it will continue like that, and Nigeria will never recover again until the last day that every ethnic group in Nigeria will rise up and everybody take their bag. From here, from me, is good evening. We are going to be coming often now, maybe 4 times a week as the case may be, but always follow us on Twitter. It's very, very important to know when we are going to come live next. But I think between now and next tomorrow, we are going to be live. And because we have entered a very dangerous time and very, very interesting time, the broadcast may even come daily if care is not taken. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Well, first of all, I'm just mind blown to be able to speak to Biafrans directly, and I can't wait to meet you directly, you know, face to face.
And of course, I cannot end this particular broadcast without saying, may God bless our leader, Mazi Kano. May God bless Sunday Igboho. May God bless our Eastern Security Network. May God bless Omada. May God bless our ESN. And may God bless our media team. May God bless all of you. May God bless our advisory committee. May God bless all the Oduduwa group. May God bless our Ambazonia. And that also reminded me on the issue of our Ambazonia brothers. During the time of the sit at home, we are also expecting, we are collaborating with our Ambazonia brothers. We are expecting to see some kind of, mechanism that the Ambazonia people will adopt to make sure that the border between us and Ambazonia is sealed during this particular lockdown from the 23rd and the 28th. So we are expecting that, and as soon as that information comes out, I'm going to announce it to the Biafrans people to know what our Ambazonia brothers in our alliances are doing to also facilitate with Biafra people. Thank you very much. And again, salute our Biafra Liberation Army. God bless you all.
To touch, to hug, to shake your hand for being brave. But you know, I have to say that my motivation simply comes from the fact that the world doesn't talk about it, but almost every day, people are murdered in Biafra. You know, whether in the hands of Boko Haram or radical Fulanis and more. How can I be silent? Tell me, how can I be silent when I know that every day human beings are being murdered in Biafra? This is unthinkable, you know, and it's for me, it's simple because I treat the Igbos like my brothers, sisters, mothers, and fathers. So I cannot be silent when my family is hurt. You know, in the same way, I cannot be silent when Biafra is bleeding. That's very simple for me. You know, so I have to say that yes, we are family. And yes, when Biafra is suffering, I will speak up. I see that no one is doing that. I see that, you know, when lives are lost in Africa, no one is talking about it. How come? This is shameful.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. There was a nation living in peace and unity. Yeah. They are people with love and harmony. Oh, yeah. They saw greatness rise up to its purity. We the other people of different culture, ideal and heritage, bias and oppressive. Oh, I see. A nation from trigger of Africa, rising with strength and might and power. In due time, nobody gonna oppress us. Rather, you all gonna embrace her. With your flag, with your flag, with your flag, with your flag. Oh yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes
Speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh yeah, Biafra is our home. Oh, it's my home. Yeah, Biafra is our home.
I reminisce way back 1967. Death toll on the blood, couldn't count them even. Mama screaming, child squealing, pops on the ground. 2.5 years, over 3 million's gone. Why? Cause we asked for our freedom, and we're going back to our sovereign kingdom. They shut us down when we cried, the world said nothing. Sitting back in the crib, watching our suffering. Should I talk about the place dropping shells like rain? Suka had the first thirst of our heroes' blood. Abagana Zobuni wave was stronger than flood, but the juke is too strong and fought them off on the chart. Thought the bloodshed's gone, then it came again. 216 and the massacre, it started again. So bloody now, I couldn't cry tears. Blood dripping down my eyes, water in my vein. We died trying to fight the cause and we're trying to break him. It's our freedom, but the world was against us.
Wave your flag over Africa. Welcome people of Biafra. Wave your flag over all the world. See those people of Zion is here.
It is a nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion. It is a nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. Hey. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. I see the rising sun from Africa. Oh, this is sign of victory. Oh, yeah. I see future in Africa. Oh yeah, people of Biafra. See light shining on the world. Oh yeah.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
When we say no election in Biafra land, we are not just fighting against Nigeria evil contraption. We are also fighting against those politicians from Biafra land. Those politicians who never condemn the killings of Biafrans. Those politicians who invite military to Biafra land to kill us. Those politicians who for decades have watched how the Nigeria state commit crime, atrocities against their own citizens. Those dormant politicians who all they know is to loot and loot and loot
and loot your natural resources and your state treasuries to stupor. So our fight is a holistic one. It's not just against the Nigeria and the British establishment. So I call on you today that in 2023, when we have succeeded in stopping Nigeria from conducting election in Biafra territory, it means we have taken away power from these evil politicians. We are going to tell them that the power belongs to the people. And the Biafra people have elected them for decades. And this time around, we are going to take away that power from them. And after that, there will be no senator in Nigeria. There will be no governor from Biafra in Nigeria. There will be no House of Assembly member from Biafra in Nigeria. There will be no House of Representative member from Biafra in Nigeria. There will be no senator from Biafra in Nigeria. There will be no any political appointee from Biafra in Nigeria. And I need to tell you also that in 2023, observers are going to be in Nigeria from America, from European Union, from the United Nations, from the United Kingdom. And they are going to watch and witness how Biafra will stand firm and fight against this slavery. And they are going to take this message back to their various countries and their various organizations. And from there, we are going to watch